Hi everybody, welcome to class. My name is Kayla Brugger. This is Prenatal Pilates. I am in my second trimester, 23 weeks along, so the belly is definitely starting to show. And today we are gonna have a pelvic floor inspired class. We've got 4 exercises. You're gonna need your Pilates ball for all 4 movements. 2 movements we're gonna do right and left side, so it's gonna feel more like 6 movements versus 4 movements. We're gonna go through each exercise 1 time, 1 rep through, but feel free to repeat this workout if you prefer to do 2 or 3 rounds as well. So the first exercise, I'm gonna have you start kneeling down. You're gonna be in about the middle of your mat. We're gonna wanna extend one leg off to the side. And with this, we're gonna be focusing on a stretch through the pelvic floor as well as a strengthening move. So I'm gonna have you extend out, and I want your toes to be pointed forward, parallel with the front edge of your mat versus externally rotated. So that's gonna help keep the pelvis square, and that's gonna help stretch as we hinge forward and then strengthen as we come back up. So go ahead and grab your ball and stretch it all the way up overhead. We want to try to draw the ribs in as much as we can here so we're not arching or leaning back. And take a breath in, and I want you to hinge forward and send your butt and your sits bones back until you come into a flat back position here. You're gonna feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh, and there's that stretch through the pelvic floor as the sits bones begin to separate behind you. And then as you exhale, you're gonna pull your tummy muscles up, give that little ball a squeeze, and then raise those arms all the way overhead here. Inhale, hinging forward, out and down. You're sending your butt back, your left knee is slightly bending, and exhale, meet me back up at the top. I'm just gonna turn to side view here so you get a better angle of how far you're hinging back. You wanna think about folding in half at your hips, and then exhale, bringing it back up to the top. Inhale, sending it forward, out and down, and then exhale, raising up and away, squeezing the glutes at the top. We're here for 5, and exhale to lift. Inhale for 4, exhale, breathing out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose, and exhale on that lift. Last 2, and exhale. One more time, and exhale. Bring it back up through center. I'm gonna switch legs here if you need to release your arms down. Naturally, raising our arms overhead increases our heart rate, so you already might start to feel your body temperature rising, which is wonderful. Inhale, those arms are turned back up towards the sky. As you exhale, just prepare by pulling the navel up to the nose, activating the transverse abdominals, making that natural corset-like connection into your abdominals. And then inhale, we send it forward, hinging at the hips. Feel that nice stretch. You might notice one side a little tighter than the other. Exhale to the top. Inhale to that forward hinge. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, take it out and down. Exhale, up and in. Keeping those arms raised also brings an extra added challenge to your core. It's hard work to keep and hold those arms up overhead. Exhale, beautiful. There's halfway. Inhale to that hinge. Exhale, up and to that squeeze. Now, one thing we didn't talk about on the other side, but we can talk about it on this side, is digging the inner arch of the foot into the mat as you're coming up to get a little bit more inner thigh activation. And there's that pelvic floor strengthening to the top as well. Last 2, and 1 more here. Exhale into that lift and squeeze. Beautiful. Lower the arms down. You're gonna turn to the long edge of your mat. Now position the ball now in between your knees here. You're gonna explore a hovering tabletop to a down dog with some added transverse abdominal breathing. So I want you to come to all 4s here, and this is gonna look a little bit different because I want your hands to actually be positioned a little bit further out in front of your shoulders versus right underneath your shoulders. So I'm gonna send them out in a way. It's gonna bring an extra stretch and some extra stability into your upper body and back. Now tuck your toes under. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, I want you to pull your tummy muscles up and in. So we're just gonna do 3 transverse abdominal breaths to get that activation into our core, and that's what's gonna help us lift and float the knees up off the mat. Exhale, pull the belly button into the backbone without rounding or arching your spine. Inhale, dropping the belly down. Now this time, exhale, pull the belly up and float the knees up with it. Now send your hips up. I don't want you to fully straighten your legs. I want you to stretch your heels down, squeeze the ball, and drop your chest and armpits towards your knees. Now hold that stretch into your shoulders. Take a breath in through your belly. Your belly might touch your thighs there as you inhale. And then exhale out of the mouth. Pull the tummy away from the thighs. Now inhale, send it forward so those knees land right underneath the hips, the neck and the spine get long. You tap it down, that's still your inhale, and then exhale. Coming right back up, keeping that slight bend in your knees. We hold, we take the breath in through the belly. Exhale the breath out. Inhale, lift the chin to look forward. Bend those knees and tap it down to a hover. Exhale, right back up. Pressing back through the arms and shoulders, sinking the heels to the mat so you get a huge calf stretch there. And again, this is that stretch through the pelvic floor as you raise the sits bones up to the sky. Take the breath in. And exhale, tighten the tummy muscles, pulling the belly off of the thighs. Inhale, pulling it forward. Tap the knees down right underneath the hips. And exhale, we send it right back up again. Press the armpits to the knees. Hold for the breath in. Hold for the breath out as you lift the belly. Inhale, shifting body weight forward to tap those knees down. Last 5. Exhale, you're right back up in that lift. Keep that soft bend in those knees. Press through the chest, shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, tighten the tummies. Inhale, bringing it forward, tapping it down, and exhale. Right back up. Sink into the stretch as you inhale. Lift the belly. Exhale. Inhale, shifting forward. Last 3, if you feel your hands slipping and you need to make any adjustments here, please do so. Exhale. Sending it up and back. Inhale. Exhale, lift the abs in and up. Inhale, look out and away, tap the knees. Exhale, send it right back up. Last 2. Hold the stretch, inhale. Deepen the belly, exhale. Inhale, lift the head, look forward, tap the knees. And last one, exhale, lifting up and back into that bent knee down dog. Inhale. And last exhale here. Lift those abs in. Inhale, look forward. And lower down on the exhale. Woo, good job. A little bit of energy through the upper body and shoulders there. Let's go ahead and take the ball out. I'm gonna have you lie to your side here. And then I want you to lie all the way down onto your back. So go ahead and gently lie from your side and then roll to your back. We got one exercise here for glute bridging. I'm gonna put the ball between your knees. Hands are gonna be down alongside you. I want you to think about pressing those arms firmly down into the mat. Got a slight squeeze in the ball and take a deep breath in. On your exhale, squeeze your glutes and send your hips up towards the sky. Now inhale, bend your elbows, fingertips to sky as your hips lower back down. Exhale, press your palms through the mat so you get a little tricep activation as those hips jet up. And then inhale, bend your knees and lightly tap down as those elbows bend. Exhale, press the palms, squeeze the glutes, lift those hips, and inhale to lower. Exhale, press the mat away with your hands and your heels, squeezing at the crease of the seat, and inhale to lower. We are here for 5. Exhale to the top. Inhale to lower. Exhale, focus on full engagement at the top and a complete release at the bottom. So there's letting go of the pelvic floor. Exhaling up to the top as you squeeze the glutes. You activate those inner thighs as you tighten the ball. Everything is pulling up and in. And then inhale, releasing it down, letting it all go. Last 2. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, completely releasing all the way even up into the core. Exhale, you send it up to the top of your bridge. You can see your belly, you can feel it, and watch it contract down with that squeeze and lift, and then inhale to lower. Last one, exhale, squeeze and lift into that glute bridge, and inhale to lower to that complete release. You should feel that natural curve on that complete release. Beautiful job through those. Turn to your side again, and then we're gonna be moving into a kneeling side plank here with the ball position in between the knees. I want you to stack up your knees, your ankles, your hips, and your elbow underneath your shoulder. Options with your hands here. Your top hand can rest on your hip. If you need more support, I encourage you to press your top hand into the mat in front of your chest here. We're gonna be sending our hips up and down while squeezing the ball in between our knees. So this is a full pelvic floor strengthening exercise. And again, when we come down, we wanna completely release through the pelvic floor. So letting that Kegel-like activation go and trying to release the squeeze of the ball, okay? So you're gonna start with an inhale. I want you to give me a lift to the top. Squeeze the ball, squeeze your booty, lift into those obliques, and then exhale, completely let it go. Inhale, lift to the top, and exhale, letting it all go. 8 more. Inhale to the top, and exhale to release it. Inhale, squeeze, drive that elbow down so you feel that bottom oblique, and completely release. Last 6, inhale, and exhale. Good, we wanna get that squeeze and that little hold at the top on that inhale, and then exhale, let it go with that full release at the bottom. Last 5, inhale, and exhale. I almost had my breath reverse there. And 4, inhale, and exhale. 3, exhale. Beautiful. 2, exhale. Woo, really feeling that bottom oblique and that lift. 1 more, up and squeeze, send that top hip to the sky, and exhale, let it go. Gently press yourself up here. You're just gonna swing your legs over to the other side for me. Same exact movement. And this is our last exercise together today. So give me all you got here. Pelvic floor requires a lot of concentration, not so much physically demanding on the body, but a lot of that mind-body connection. So sometimes these workouts can be a little bit more mentally exhausting than they are physically exhausting. So again, remember, hand on the mat for more support, hand on the hip for a little extra challenge. Breath in as we lift and squeeze, and then exhale, letting it go, complete release. Inhale, lift and squeeze, and exhale, let it go. Great job. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Keep those shoulders, keep those hips stacked, and let it go. Definitely feeling this side a little bit easier than that first side. So this might be your more challenging side, or if this side you feel a little stronger and more connected on like me, that's very common, very normal, and let it go. Last 5, inhale, and exhale. Ooh. Inhale, and exhale, let it go. Find it encouraging to kind of really like almost expel the breath out to completely release that pelvic floor as you're exhaling down. 2 more, inhale, lift up, exhale, let it go. 1 more, inhale, lift, and get that last squeeze. And exhale, let it go. Wow, great job, you guys. So like I said, you can work through this same exact 4 movements, 2 to 3 more rounds through if you want to do it again a little extra. But these are great exercises to, again, like I mentioned, strengthen the pelvic floor and release the pelvic floor. So if you're having a little bit of a hard time understanding the strengthening versus releasing, one thing that you can think about and kind of practice as you're kind of lifting your pelvic floor is almost think about like grabbing a raisin or a marble and pulling all 4 corners of the pelvic floor together and try to pull that raisin or marble up. So you feel it all the way up into your abdominals. And then of course, when you release, we want to completely relax. Almost like, I like to say, like, let your guts spill out. So that's something that you can just practice in a seated position. Like I was actually just doing it as I was explaining it to you. And that can help you better engage through some of these exercises as well. Sometimes incorporating the pelvic floor activation within movements becomes a little bit too much for our mind to handle. So sometimes just practicing them in a sedentary position can help us get more benefit out of them in a working position. I hope you find this class helpful. Second trimester, and this is a great thing to also explore postpartum as well. Great job, everybody. I'll see you in the next